Today's pull day. Gonna get started here soon. Here a little late. I'm actually gonna start slowing down on the filming because it's taken away from my workouts, I think, and taken away from my sleep. So my recovery from the workouts is probably gonna be affected. And then on top of that, one thing to think about too is stress and anxiety. Both things I suffer from terribly. Not terribly, but I used to suffer from terribly. Stress and anxiety can mess with your sleep cycles, do tons of stuff for your system as far as recovery goes. Negative aspects basically raining down on your system, stressing it out and making it so that it has to decide between your mental health or your overall well-being and recovering from exercising and building muscle. So I'm pretty sure it's going to pick the first, not the last. So that's just something to think about. It's something I'm thinking about more and more. With the videoing, my workouts have been improving a ton, but my sleep has been affected. I like coming up here at 4 a.m., but I don't know if that's feasible as far as doing that on a daily basis. I'm thinking about doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of split, giving myself a recovery day for each. I don't know if I want to do that though, because I love working out. I don't know if I can just work out a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Maybe I'll split things up, get 5 days of working out of those 3. So maybe dedicate a day to shoulders and delts, and then maybe another one to accessory like leg muscles and maybe the hinge movement. But I've been crazy sore on my inner thighs from doing the abductors. That's just something that I have not been doing, and it shows because I would never be that sore from any other exercise. A few things to think about. I'm gonna get started here. I'm already started daylight, almost daylight. So let's go.
So first exercise we have is lat pull downs. Something I see at the gym all the time is people leaving the lat pull downs short. Basically, instead of coming all the way here, they're leaving it about right here, and that's when they're coming back down. Or even this short right here. You really want to fully extend, and then your concentric all the way back down, controlled. You can go with a faster motion, but the eccentric should be a slower motion all the way back. That's where you're gonna get the most muscle growth. You're just leaving reps on the table if you're not doing that. And you're not fully lengthening the targeted muscle group. So next is T-bar row. I'm using a lot less weight on this one. I usually use 2 plates, maybe even 3, so 90 pounds, 135. I think on this I have 70 pounds about. I feel like the mind-muscle connection of this exercise makes it so I can lower the weight and still get an awesome fatiguing exercise that is really, really targeting exactly what I'm going for. Love this exercise. Next is seated cable row. I would love to get another opinion on whether I'm hinging too much. I'm fully lengthening my eccentric, but when I go into my concentric, it's looking at the video, I'm not sure if I'm hinging too much and taking the load off of where the target's supposed to be and putting on my lower back. I'd love to get another opinion. Change the angle and you change the result. So each one slight changes the targeted area. So it's definitely pick and choose, very individual. Everybody has different positions and things like that. They're gonna feel more natural, that are gonna feel, especially with injuries over time. So shoulders, you're gonna have pathways that built up scar tissue, things like that are gonna feel incorrect for you, but correct for somebody else. Everything is individual to the person. And that goes for exercising, diet, the best exercise, the one that works. Best diet, the one that works. So finding stuff that works for you, incorporating that into a diet that works for you or an exercise program that works for you, that's number one. You have to have something that you're gonna do. So number one is something you're going to do. That's where you're gonna get successful with it. So next is row. This is just a standard row. And this is a great exercise to build the back, the thickness of the back especially. You can change the angle with the hand positionings. You'll see my hands in different positions from here to here. And then also even up higher on the handle. That just changes the overall load that's being distributed to your actual hand. So if you were to go closer to the connection point, then your load is going to be substantially increased. So farther out from it is much easier. It's the same as like using a shovel, that type of thing. If you're real close on a shovel, you're not going to be able to get nearly as much force, even though you're putting down just as much. And then if you go all the way to the end of the shovel, you'll really be able to pop something up. Next is assisted pull-ups. This is approximately 45, 80 pounds maybe on the assisted pull-ups. It really lets me concentrate on the pull-up versus doing one unassisted. I can do, I don't know, probably 15, 20 pull-ups in a row unassisted, probably 15 near perfect. Here, I'm only doing 12 with the assisted and then 45 pounds off, 80 pounds off. I can really target exactly where I'm going for. Slow down the tempo so that there's more tension at certain moments that I really feel like I have the most mind-muscle connection with my back. So biceps, always biceps. So sun's out, guns out, that's what we're gonna go with. So once again, I sound repetitive with the different angles. I change my angles on this stuff all the time. I think I do 4 different bicep exercises, and each one within the exercise, I change usually the positioning of my hand and my elbow so that I can have a hammer grip where my elbows are right here and it's super tight. And I feel like a lot of times that's coming on the inside. And then if I can widen my grips out, I can go real wide up. So it's just when you're feeling that real fatigue and that real pump, that's when you're, you know, you're hitting a certain area of the muscle. Biceps again, I mean, believe it or not, it's another angle. I love changing the angle, and I love this setup because I can move my elbows and my hands, like I said, different positioning. It also lets me load up. You can put maybe like 4 or 5 tens right at the end, and all of the weights in one position. So you just have to reach over, pull a plate off, do another burnout set, pull a plate off, another burnout set. It's very consolidated in one area and very easy to move the weight around without having another partner there. I work out solo, so as far as, you know, somebody drop sets with weight, it's a little difficult for me. A lot easier with a cable machine, and then something like this where there's one position where I have to move the weight from. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and I'm gonna have a bunch more, and I'm gonna be doing diet too.